Hello everybody, welcome to the next episode of RUSE. Yeah, today it's gonna be another round of 2v2v2v2 on the map Treason. It's another round from Team Intel. Intel Destroyer is playing together with Intel Demolisher. Destroyer as a German, Demolisher as a French. Yeah, 2 days ago I was playing with the guys again. Before that I hadn't played for a few weeks, and even though you know a lot about the units and everything, if you don't have no practice, you played like shit. I played like shit on that day, but they even managed that we won a few games. So I got 2 or 3 replays from that day. What means day? We played a few hours. Yeah. Okay, but to this game again. Left side, Team Red. We got an American and a German. On the right side, Team Yellow, a British and American. And across, Team Purple as American and French. Yeah, I would say let's go right in the game. Look at the rules a little bit first.
Sir, enemy is blitzing in this sector.
Yeah, I think Blitz very important in the beginning, that the buildings build up fast and the money comes in fast.
We found an
Yeah,
enemy
camouflage is good too, so the enemies don't know what you're building. Okay, Destroyer's getting 3 depots. Demolisher also 3 depots. But let's look at this. Team Purple, very aggressive. The French guy is getting an armor base, a fortified position, and this is going to be also fortified position. Okay, Team Purple's messing with Team Red right away, very aggressively. Destroyer went on the airfield. Demolisher got 2 bunkers that are shooting at the trucks coming out here. And eventually, because of the splash damage, they'll take down the depot also. And their AA cover a little bit. Nice job for the early game. Getting some recon out everywhere. The French got Zhao already. Very nasty, aggressive game in the beginning. Team Yellow reacts with a priest for the bunkers. Okay, Intel for fighter. Okay, Team Red put on camouflage net so the fighter bombers couldn't take down the depot. 4 would have been enough. Let's look at this. 1, 2, 3. Is that going to be enough? Nice. Okay, so 4 Ju-87s are enough for a blockhouse. Now he's trying to take down the priest, but there's AA already. Yeah, now comes some Lees inside. Saws are shooting from the distance. No chance. Okay. Priest is taking down the bunkers. Now Destroyer is coming in with a few planes. Nice job. Now the depot is secure. Yeah. Here are a few AT guns, but the Zaus will take care of that. Yeah. One problem now, I'll make pause real fast, is Team Purple is doing a good job. Expanding to the front very fast. Very aggressive on Team Red, but the problem is, see, they haven't got no admins yet. Team Red, sure, Team Red doesn't have no admins also, but here are 2 admins. Here are 2 admins also. That means Team Yellow and Team Blue can make money real fast. And because Team Purple is putting so much effort and money into their push, they can get money also. The next admin here. Sure. It can work sometimes if you do a very fast aggression on an enemy to take him down fast, but that only works, I think, in the early game and only works with very cheap units like heavy infantry, because then you don't lose that much money for your units and can build economy good. I think now Intel's gonna try to help out Team Red a little bit, because the longer Team Red survives and builds units against Team Purple has to get more units against Team Red, so that means they mess with each other, and then they can concentrate on getting economy. Here comes the ARL-44, pretty good tank, almost as good as a Pershing, a little slower and costs more, but pretty good tank. Yeah, this AT gun is harassing this depot all the time. This AT gun is harassing this depot. Okay, now comes a Super Pershing. Nice job. Intel destroyers harassing. Nice job. Depots down. Very important. Keep the enemy small while you're doing your own economy. But the French is doing a very nice job. He's getting everything he needs. AA guns, AT guns, SAUs, some bunkers. Trying to keep map control here. Yeah, they're keeping Team Red inside their base. Very nasty stuff. But now we can even see better. Lots of depots, lots of admins Team Blue. Lots of admins Team Yellow. One admin Team Purple. Sure, none Team Red. But that's the cost of such a big attack in the beginning. The other two teams will make money if they don't fight each other right away. Okay, now he messed with Team Red a little bit. Okay, I'll make a pause for a second. One thing that you should maybe watch is in the late game, when all of this sector is full of buildings, it's gonna be very important that you have as much buildings here inside your base as you can. For example, have lots of admins, but this is a good space to show you what I mean. I think on this spot, only an artillery base and a barracks will fit, for example, because this building's here. And that's always important to know which building fits on which spot the best, so you can get the most buildings in your base as you can. So we should have an eye on this when it's full later, because these guys probably, because of all of their experience, exactly know which building comes to which spot. But we'll look at that later again. Yeah, there's even light artillery here. Very nice aggressive job, and they're even taking depots in the front. That's a good idea, because you get money faster from depots than you get from admins. Okay, Team Red's alone now. Probably too much pressure. He's doing a good job trying to defend. He's got some artillery against the light units and everything. But they're doing very nice pressure as a team. Here comes some heavy artillery. We got some M19s. Yeah, they're mixing up their units now. Nice job. Sure, Intel could have taken down the depot here very fast, but as I said before, leave the enemy alone that's attacking the enemy who's getting pretty big. So they both have to get units and can't get that much economy. Now comes a little attack with some fighter bombers, sure. Maybe he wants to test how much AA is in here. But what I think now is, because he just built armor bases, is he wants to force, yes, the enemy to build some more AA guns, because his planes just attacked. And now he's going to get tanks. Team Red's out. But I think Team Blue doesn't care about that too much because there's not many buildings here that Team Purple can make money off. Only one depot they can rebuild, but if there would have been more admins back here, Team Blue would have probably attacked them earlier. But no, okay, let them take over the buildings here. The British guys got typhoons already. Demolisher put out a lot of AA guns here to the right side. Good, smart idea because there's a British on the right side and he could be planning a bombing run anytime. Anytime that could be possible. So always good to have AA out. Okay, Intel's trying to mess with these units in the woods a little bit, but there's too many AT guns in here. So it's gonna move back for the moment. Okay, now comes some heavy infantry. Very nice idea. He's probably gonna try to put the heavy infantry in front to push back AT guns and also mess with them. So the tanks can come from behind and shoot from behind. Very smart idea. Nice job, Blitz and Fanatism. And now the tanks are moving up also. What also is good about this infantry attack is he's using him as a little kind of recon, because if they get close they can see these units also. But if they get close they mess them up pretty good too. So nice job messing with the units in the woods here. Sure, there's AT guns back here also, waiting in the woods. But he did pretty good damage. One interesting thing, okay, there's some Super Pershings coming out here to defend this base, but if Team Yellow would have reacted very fast and aggressively also, they could have went in here pretty easy. No defense here, and if they would have taken out the economy back here, then Team Purple would have been out pretty fast. Yeah, here comes the King Tiger, probably to push back this recon and have the King Tiger standing here in general, so no recon can get too close to see buildings and everything. This guy can see it, now he can't see it anymore. Nice job. Yeah, a few more Zao tanks here. Putting more AT guns in the woods. Nice job, now he's getting a armored recon, because this recon here is going to be messed up by artillery sometime soon. Okay, now he's going to try the same attack again with infantry in the front, but these Zao and all of this light artillery stuff does pretty good damage to infantry, so they're not going to get too far anymore. But it was worth a try. Okay, so back here, the British went on Fireflies. Pretty good tank destroyers. Nice job, always take away every kind of recon that can see buildings. Yeah, now the French has got his first prototype bases. Because he's gonna probably get FCM in the late game. That's the best thing you can do with French, I think. Nice job, you build him here and here, so you can pump him up here and here fast. And you can research faster if you got more buildings and produce faster. Okay. Yeah, there's a little artillery back here shooting at the light units and stuff here. Nice job. British has a good counter now. He's got Sexton, armored artillery to shoot back here and probably at all the light units here. Okay, Team Purple's expanding now. Gonna try to yeah, I got a secondary HQ. Probably trying to take some depots here. Nice job. But that's the problem. If you take over a whole team and try to expand that much, then the rest of the teams are not gonna like you anymore. Nice job. Intel's getting some artillery now. Heavy artillery. Ah, nice. Even getting an armor base here. Here even comes a Evra heavy assault gun. And he's gonna mess up these depots and everything here very easy. Now comes a Super Pershing, 2 Super Pershings. Nice job, Intel's got some jet fighters already. Very nice planes, very fast planes. Nice job. He isn't shooting with the artillery yet until they're all stacked up, and then they can give a big barrage at one time. This depot has been taken out. Very nice job. Okay, now artillery is starting to shoot here. The British got Skink already, very nice AA tanks. The Americans getting some T-95. Let's look what's in this stack. Okay, Super Pershings, Jacksons, M19s, everything you need in here. Nice stuff. Now the King Tigers tried to move up. Who went out? Okay, one guy over here was in the game longer to look at it. Yeah, why not look at the game a little bit? I do that sometimes too if I get kicked ass. Okay, let's do a pause real fast. This is what I mean. See? This base is completely full of buildings now. If I would have built them up, I probably wouldn't have had that many admins here because I would have had buildings on the wrong places. This is what I mean. For example, prototype base, you build into the curve, and this one also, this one also. So that's probably the best place to have prototype bases. So if you try this out and have an eye on which building stands where, then you can get more buildings in your base. That's always good. For example, if you have more admins than the other ones, you're gonna win. Normally you're gonna win. Yeah. So now Demolisher is putting some heavy artillery probably back here. so it can fire at buildings here if something's visible. Yeah, artillery is still messing up everything here. Nice job. He's getting out some more King Tigers under radio silence. That's the same thing this big stack's doing under radio silence. Nice job. Team Yellow's taking out these buildings here. Very important. Okay. Over here, Team Purple, the Americans are getting some long toms. Probably they shoot back here. And to take down these artillery, because it's pretty annoying for Team Purple because they're working with lots of light units here. Okay, now the first FCM are coming out. Very nasty tanks. I like him. Nice job. Every building is down here. Okay, that's what I mean. Haubitze, 1.6 kilometer. Long toms, 2.4. Perfect counter against these artillery guns. Yeah, FCM pretty nasty tanks. Nice job. We had a bombing run back here. Took down a few buildings. Nice job, Team Yellow. Yeah. But Team Purple, very nice job also, I have to say. Have good map control and everything. Yeah. These AR-40 are gonna be a big difference in the late game. Why is that? Because Team Yellow's working with Fireflies, Armor 3. They're working with... or we got a Jackson. Okay, they're working with Jackson, Armor 2, and Pershing's Armor 4. That means these AR-L40, if you got lots of them, they'll mess up Armor 2 and Armor 3 pretty fast from the distance. And that's going to be a big problem later on. Yeah, artillery's down. Sure, Long Tom's nasty stuff. Oh, let's see. See, these units are blinking here. And there are not even that many AR-L40 in there. Now some Typhoons are attacking. But the jet fighters are attacking them too. Okay, now comes the attack from Team Yellow, but there's a nice line of FCM here, and you can use the AR-L40 as a meat shield if it's getting too dangerous. They'll take 2 or 3 shots before they go down also. Yeah, FCM nasty tanks. Yeah, Pershing only got Armor 4, FCM Armor 5. That's a pretty big difference. Now comes lots of Typhoons again, I think. Yeah, now Intel is gonna follow him in and try to take down as many Typhoons as he can, because $30 for a fighter and 40 for a Typhoon. So even if you if you lose a jet fighter, you'll make points. Okay, a few King Tigers coming from the side to support here a little bit, but the FCM would have made it also. Nice job. There was an artillery barrage here from this artillery. So now they got their tanks standing maximum shoot range over the bridge. So the tanks get taken out one after another. And the jet fighters are going in again to mess with the Typhoons. And probably to make the AA guns shoot, so the artillery got a target maybe. Now come some typhoons for the artillery, but they're gonna go down on the way back. But still, nice job. Not good to have artillery so close by. Okay, now Intel decided here to attack. Yeah, I think if when Demolisher has enough FCM, he's gonna get some more ARL out to harm all of these Jacksons and all of that stuff. Fireflies also. Okay. Now comes a massive fighter attack against all these AT guns in here. Nice job. And because they're so fast, and there's even Blitz, and there's so many, just 1 or 2 planes die. So now he's splitting up his tank army. The half goes inside, other half stays here as security. Nice job. So now he's gonna take out all these buildings here. Always good to have secure that you know that there's no buildings back here from enemies, so no surprises can happen. And also good to have some free space if you have to expand over here sometime. Nice job. And again, fighters taking down lots of AT guns in the woods. Yeah, now comes lots of ARL-40. Nice artillery tanks. Pretty cheap, got an armor 4. Yeah, and there's lots of Jacksons coming, and they're gonna be messed up if there's lots of ARL shooting at them. See, blinking, blinking. Everything's blinking, and there's not even that many ARL yet. See, lots of stuff is blinking, even though no single FCM has shot yet. That's very nasty, and the Super Pershings are also only armor 4. Yeah, they have to move away now. Yeah, this destroyer is going here, and that's why Team Purple surrendered, because they didn't have no chance to defend. And now, because probably Team Intel doesn't care about this neutral stuff here, they're gonna go right onto Team Yellow. Look what happened in here. Yeah. Now the FCMs are going in. The ARLs are shooting at this stuff from the distance. Yeah, I'll make double speed now. 4 times speed now, because it's over. So many FCM here. So many King Tigers over here. And a lot of ARL. If they get in shoot range from any kind of buildings, they'll take it out with 1 barrage every time. Nice job, Blitz and Fanatism, and in here Fanatism already. So the tanks that go over the bridge can take a few more shots. Yeah, lots of Typhoons coming, but that won't help him. Yeah, King Tigers are inside also. First yellow guy is out. Here's a few air transports trying to do something. But Intel's trying to stop him. Okay, there's a few gonna be coming through. No, there's some fighters here. Yeah, but one survived. Okay, I make 10 times speed now. This guy is not gonna give up. Okay, maybe he has a lot of money stacked up and maybe gonna try to build up everything new here, but his enemies got very much economy and very much units here. So he could have gave up. But he's trying. Yeah, these neutral buildings still keep shooting. Bunkers only. Ah, there's bombers here already. Nice job. Lots of bombers coming. Okay, this one's over for sure. Yeah. So, it's not always the best thing to do if you attack in the beginning right away, like Team Purple did it. Sure, they did a nice job, very nice job. But in the late game, if the other two teams can build a lot of economy, then you're in a pretty bad position. Yeah. So, I hope you enjoyed this one. And then, see you next time. Bye bye.